For punishment, when I was 10 years old, my mother shaved my hair and made me go to school just so people would pick on me. Well, guys, I ran away from home at a very young age, and I actually went to a whole other country. I went to the United Kingdom from America. And now, after many, many years apart from my family, my brother, whom I've always been close to and loved, and by the way, when I left, he was really young, he's calling me and telling me, "Hey, you have to help me get out of here. Our parents are doing the same thing to me that they did to you." And guys, there's only one answer that I could give them. If given the choice, would you decide to help the people who made your life hell in the past, or would you just ignore their request? Most of you probably already are saying no, right? Because in most cases, that's the easy and correct answer. But mine is a little different. I mean, what if the people that need your help are your parents? You know, the parents that raised you till the age of 10, but also the same parents because of whom you ran away from home. Yeah, kind of complicated, right? Well, that's the short version, so let me explain with a bit of context so you can help me choose. Hey, I'm Simon, 18, and I currently am living my best life with my parents in the UK. But they're not the same parents I was talking about before. These are who I consider my real parents, even though they adopted me later in life, and for me they are my one and only real parents. Originally, I was born in America. Until the age of 10, I lived with my well parents, original ones or first ones, whatever you want to call them. My family consisted of my dad Harry, my stepmom Lily, and my stepbrother Ryan, who's just 6 months younger than me, and in the present his 18th birthday is actually coming up soon. I mean, I say that they are my stepmom and stepbrother, but back then I never called them that. I called Lily mom, and I still think of Ryan as my younger brother. That's because I lost my biological mom at a very, very young age and I never had any memories of her. Dad got remarried soon after. He met Lily, and by the time I was 4, they had already moved in with us. So to me, it felt like Lily was always my mom, and Ryan was always my brother. Now Ryan felt the same way, and I don't really know if that was because, just like me, he always saw me as a brother, or he chose it. But since the day they moved in, he has been more like family to me than both dad and mom. Lily, unfortunately, did not share the same feelings I had for her and my brother, as she, for some reason, never liked me. I was a kid when she moved in, so I don't know what I did. Maybe she didn't want to be a mom to me or something, but it was not like she really loved Ryan either. Harry was the same towards me. After my biological mom passed, something in him just broke, and he was a terrible parent to me too. So I literally grew up with a stepmom who hated me and a dad who always came home a bit drunk and never listened to what I had to say. I only have clear enough memories from the age of 6 or 7. As many years ago, I tried to forget as much as possible about my old life because it was terrible. Every memory I have of my life is bad, except for a few where my brother did something for me to cheer me up. It was the only thing worth remembering. As I already explained, for some reason that I never found out, Lily hated me and could not stand me. Dad worked the whole day, so he was never present when she punished me and screamed at me for not doing stuff correctly. Just like me, Ryan was really scared of her too, so unfortunately he could not help me, and when he did, he got punished. I don't really want to talk about it much, but whatever you think my life was like after reading all this, it was even worse than that. I remember crying every day after school because of the horrible things that Lily did. She took her frustration out on me, made me do chores, and lied to my father about it when I complained. When I didn't listen to her, she took away my toys or anything I liked and tore them apart in front of me. Sometimes she even slapped me. Now you can probably understand why I wanted to forget about all this. I just wanted my mom to love me and my dad to listen to me, but that life was not meant for me, at least for a few years. One day I told my dad that I hated Lily and didn't want to live with her, and instead of listening and trying to understand, he asked me, by the way, a 9-year-old, to get out of the house if I was going to complain. At that point, I understood that I was not really going to be able to live happily there ever. Can you believe how messed up it is for a 9-year-old to come to that conclusion? It's crazy, right? So by the time I turned 10, I was not left with many reasons to stay in the house, and I had thought about running away many times. but I was really scared about doing it, and I was also worried about my brother, as I knew if I ran away, Ryan would be left alone in this hellhole. But one day I just simply had too much, and I knew I could not stay any longer. So one week, Lily had been particularly cruel to me, and I was getting more and more mad at her. At one point, I got so mad when she took my money that I spilled black ink all over her clothes and ruined many of them. She got really mad and took away the only thing I cared about other than my brother. Well, she took some scissors and cut up my hair however she felt like. She then called me ugly and made my brother say that I looked ugly. She also made me go to school that way the very next day, and Dad did nothing. So at this point, I was done and was preparing to run away. Ryan? Well, when Ryan saw me and told me that he wanted me to leave too, when I asked him what he was going to do, he told me that he would be fine and asked me to contact him in the future. He also gave me pocket money that he had saved for months. That night, I ran away from home and managed to stay alive for 3 days, and I don't even remember where I ended up. There was a lovely couple who had recently discovered that they could not have kids, and they found me, fed me, and listened to my story. I begged them not to return me, and they asked if I wanted to go with them, and I said yes. So they took me here to the UK and adopted me, and they have been my real parents ever since, and I can't explain how happy I've been with them. The only problem here was that I missed Ryan from time to time, but 3 years ago I managed to get in contact with him. Yeah, it's a long story, and I have been very happy. He was also very excited to hear my voice and told me how much he missed me. He told me that our parents were still the same, and by the time he went to college, he wanted to move out of the house, and he had been working hard for that. And okay, now let's come to the problem at hand. A week ago, Ryan called me and told me some interesting news. For the past few months, Lily and Harry had been trying to contact me, and now had somehow gotten my number. He told me that they were going to contact me in a few days, and he had just found out about this too. He told me that he had no idea why they wanted to talk to me suddenly, but he knew that they wanted me to come home. He told them not to fall for whatever trick they were going to use, and to not come home for any reason. He said that they had not changed a bit, and were probably planning on using me somehow. He also said that for over a year now, they had not been doing well financially and were in need of help, but he had no idea what they wanted. I thanked him for informing me and told him that I would handle it. I don't know why, but I was kind of scared to face my parents after years of not seeing them. You know, these were the same people who made my life hell over almost a decade ago, and I absolutely don't want anything to do with them. 3 days ago they called, and Harry asked me where I had been all this time and why I had not contacted them. He gave me a fake story about how much they searched for me. Well, they didn't, and how much they cried, and once again they didn't. He apologized for everything that happened in the past and asked me to come visit for a few days, even if I couldn't stay with them. They begged me to give them a chance and told me that my brother would really appreciate it. They told me that if I did this, they would not ask anything more of me ever. I told them that I would think about it, and the more I thought about it, the harder it became to decline going home. See, I don't really want to see them, but I do really want to see the place I grew up and the people I grew up with. Also, I desperately want to see Ryan, and they're paying for the ticket too. The more I think about it, the more it feels like a really good opportunity to have a nice trip. Yes, I'll have to tolerate the people who hurt me, but I'm willing to do that, and I just have to decline whatever request they have for me. Can it be that bad? But the thing is, if they're really in deep trouble, I don't know if I'll be able to say no. When I go back home, no matter how much I hate them, I cannot see Ryan suffer. He lives with them, and I do want to help him get out of there, but I don't have a job yet and will only be able to do that after I finish college. Plus, his birthday is in a month and 2 weeks, so I think I can be there for him on his birthday. I'm really confused about this. I talked to my real parents, and they told me that they want me to go, and even help them if I can. They want me to be kind to those horrible people. This has left me very confused. I want you guys to help me. What do I do here? Should I just ask them to deal with whatever they're doing themselves, or should I go home and see what's going on? Please let me know what I should do. Update 1 month later. Hey guys. Sorry it's been a month since the last update, and sorry for taking this long to write. The thing is, I did make a decision, but I wanted to see how it went before I could tell you guys, and I think a few of you have already understood what I ended up doing and where I am now. So let me explain. So, after thinking for a week, I decided that I should take the risk. Also, I have to say thank you for you guys helping me make this decision. And the more of you told me that this would be a good decision, I think I already explained well why I was swaying more towards returning to America. But for those who are confused about why I decided to go, here's a few reasons. I wanted to go back home and see the places I grew up in and the people around it. I really wanted to see my brother, whom I miss dearly. I wanted to spend a little time with them as an adult, as we never got to do anything when we were young. Also, my adoptive parents wanted me to go back and see what Lily and Harry wanted from me. They did not say this, but I knew that they wanted me to go back and make my peace with the past. Of course, I want that too, but my past is something I surely know that I'll never be able to make peace with. I'll never forgive Lily and Harry no matter what they do, and before I even left, I knew that there was no way I was helping them. But I still told my parents that I was going to try and see what their problem was and try to help, because this made them happy. So after I decided that I was going back to my old home, I called Harry and told him that I was taking them up on their offer. Both he and Lily were listening and screaming with joy when I said I was coming home, so it made me very suspicious. I did ask them for a favor, though, and I told them that I wanted them to not tell my brother that I was coming, as I wanted to surprise him, and they agreed. So 4 days ago, I took a long flight and landed in my home city. I went to my old house, and I made sure that I reached there at the time where my brother would be out. Now, obviously, I had already told Ryan about the offer, but I told him that I rejected it. Then I knocked on the door and patiently waited to face the two people I used to hate with a burning passion a few years ago. Living with my adoptive parents made me realize that I did not need to waste my time hating them. I really didn't, and I stopped even thinking about them. I can't even explain to you how much peace it gave me to let the hate go. It's not easy. So guys, they opened up the door. That's right, they sure did. And weirdly, I felt nothing at all. I didn't hate them or care about them. I was neither happy nor mad to see them. So I thanked them for inviting me and addressed them by their names. Harry was a bit shocked by this and asked me why I didn't call him Dad. I told him it was not in any way to annoy him or anything, but after I moved in with my family, he stopped being my dad, so I felt weird calling him that. I think he was a bit mad, but he didn't say anything and let it be. Obviously, Lily did not care at all, and I think she was happier with me calling her by her name. I was fully expecting them to hound me immediately and ask me to do what they needed me to do, but they just asked me if I wanted anything, and mostly left me alone. When I told them I was surprising my brother, they helped me set up the surprise, and it was very surprising to see that side of them. Then my brother, he came home, and I surprised him with his favorite cake and myself. He was super surprised and could not even talk. Then the parents left us alone, and we talked for hours. He was a bit mad that I did not take his advice, but appreciated that I came to see him. So for the last few days I've been roaming around and having a great time with Ryan, and surprisingly Lily and Harry are fine with it. They have not done a single thing to even mildly annoy me and are just acting like they want me to be happy. They also sat me down and apologized for being terrible parents and even cried. I mean, I didn't believe them, but I'm pretty happy. I think I made the right decision, but I don't know what's to come yet. Hopefully good things only, and I will let you guys know. Update 2. Hey guys, it's been 4 days since my last update, and things just got a lot better. I just found out why my ex-parents called me here, and you're not going to believe it. I'm so happy that I decided to come. Let me just jump right into it. So, it was pretty weird that my ex-parents were not asking me to do anything while being extremely loving and caring towards me. Obviously, Ryan was as surprised as me and told me that before the day I arrived, they were the same. I think I already mentioned that they even sat me down and apologized for everything. I even asked them once again why they invited me, and they said just because they were feeling guilty for the things that they had done and wanted to make it up to me. Honestly, I was very happy, and I knew that sooner or later they were going to ask me for something I wasn't going to give them. So I just decided to enjoy the time I had. Also, Lily, a few days ago, asked me to speak to her in private and then begged me to forgive her for her mistakes. She told me that she knew that the main reason behind me running away was her, and before I left again, she wanted my forgiveness. I told her I genuinely did not hate her, but I was also never going to forgive her for ruining my childhood and making me miserable. She was genuinely upset that I could not forgive her, but did not make a scene or anything, and just told me that she was going to keep trying. She knew that nothing would ever make up for what she did, but hoped that with time I was going to be kind to them. Obviously, I did not understand what she was talking about until Ryan overheard them last night. So Ryan overheard their conversation, where they were expressing their frustration that I still had not forgiven them and I was not going to help them if they asked. Well, the help they were talking about, this is where the story gets interesting. So my brother heard about this from the parents and called his cousin, who explained the whole story to him. He, today, explained to me the power that I now hold over my parents, and I could not be happier. Now I have a grandfather, Harry's dad, but I never saw him much growing up. That's because he had cut off Harry because of something he did after Mom passed. Grandpa's a wealthy guy, but Harry never got anything from him, except for the occasional help here and there. I imagine he was happy when he found out I ran away. Now Harry was always in line to get a part of his inheritance. He had never been cut out of that. But it turns out Grandpa made a few changes a few months ago. He told Harry and Lily that he was giving more than half of everything he owned to me instead of Harry, and if Harry wanted a part of anything, he needed to ask me and take it from me. I think Grandpa intended to make him face me and repay everything he's done, in hopes of getting something from me. I don't know about anyone else, but I think this is a genius move, and it makes me really happy that my grandpa did not think that I had grown up to be some greedy loser like Harry. I cannot explain to you how happy hearing this information made me, and I'm about to go out with Ryan to celebrate. The amount of power I have over their heads now is immeasurable, and I intend to use it. Ryan could not believe it either, and was so happy that I got the money. Ryan's nothing like his greedy mother, and I'll tell you why. After telling me all this, he told me that he was thrilled that I was going to be leaving with the money Harry had waited for all his life. He has not for a second thought that if I decided to take the money, I'm also going to give him a part of it. He literally has no greed. He's a pure soul. That's why I love my brother. So we're going to celebrate, and then I'm going to tell my parents what I found out. And I'll let you know what happens after that. I still have a week left here, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Update 3. Hey guys. It's been almost 2 weeks and I'm home. I know that you guys can't wait to find out what I did, so without further ado, let me continue from where I left off. So a few hours after I wrote my last update, I told Lily and Harry that I wanted to talk to them about something serious. I wanted to worry them a bit, so I told them that I had an emergency and I was going to be leaving in a few hours, and they were super worried. They didn't know what to do and started thinking of how they could get me to agree to their demands, and after a few minutes I then told them I was joking, and also mentioned that I found everything out and told Harry that he did not need to worry about the inheritance. I guess I acted well or something, because Harry had tears in his eyes. He hugged me and told me that he knew I was a better person than them. Lily started jumping up and down, and then I told them that I was just joking, and I could literally see the disappointment on their faces. They looked at me like I had stabbed them in the back. So Harry then told me that I could not do this to them, and that his inheritance was his. So I told them that I wasn't going to give them everything, but I was going to make it a small part and give the rest to them. But before they could celebrate, I told them that they needed to do a few things I wanted first. Then, over the next few days, I made their lives absolutely miserable. I made Harry stop drinking, which he usually hated doing, but had to, until I gave him his part of the money. I made him pay for everything my brother needed for the college he was about to go to. And he did that too. I made Lily do all the housework while I was there, and she reluctantly did it without asking my brother for help. Well, this is a silly thing, but I also made them dance without music in the garden. I'm ridiculous. And the neighbors thought they were on something. 2 days before I left, I told Lily that I needed her to do one last thing to make me agree, and if she did this, I was going to stop with the games. I asked her to shave her head. I wanted to see no hair on that head. This was a really tough decision, and she begged me for several hours not to go through with it, but I didn't budge. Ryan could not believe what I had asked her, but thought it was a fair trade given what she had done to me, and Harry did not even say a word about it. He told her to do it. When she begged me for the last time, I reminded her of the things that she did to me in the past. I told her that this way I was going to forgive them after a while. She agreed, and she shaved her head fully. I cannot believe what just happened, and could not stop laughing. She cried watching how she looked. That night Ryan asked me what I was doing tomorrow, so I told him that it was going to be a surprise. The next day was Ryan's birthday, and I had an evening flight, so before I left the house with Ryan to celebrate, I told Lily and Harry that I was not going to give them a cent of the inheritance. They started to tear up, begging, and got super upset when I just kept saying no. Lily started talking about how much she had done for me, so I reminded her. I told them that they were not my parents and never had been. I was under the delusion that they were, many years ago, but they weren't, so I told them that they weren't going to get anything, and left. Lily started throwing things throughout the day. My ex-parents kept begging me, but I sincerely told them that I felt no remorse for them. I also noticed Ryan was scared about what was going to happen after I left, but I did not tell him anything, because I had a surprise for him. We had an amazing day, and before I left, I told him that I had set up his gift and gave him a small piece of paper to open after I left. When he opened it, he found that I had taken a small part just as promised and left the entire inheritance to him, as I think he deserves it more. I did not tell him anything more, and just left everything after that up to him. He was his own man and could decide for himself. Also, the small part I took was not for me. I bought my parents something they really needed with it, and I never needed my ex-family's money and I don't care about it. Also, a few days ago, I found out that Lily kicked Ryan out, and when they found out, they went to apologize. But Ryan refused to see them and cut them off, so I think he's doing pretty well. And that's it for me, and I'm so happy that I closed this chapter of my life. Cheers.